Are you prepared for what is about to hit England in the next 24 hours? Right now, as you are watching this, a massive weather system is barreling towards our shores with winds strong enough to knock down trees and temperatures that will plummet to near freezing. This is not just another rainy Sunday. This is a weather event that could leave thousands without power, strand motorists on icy roads, and turn your morning commute into a dangerous journey. The Met Office has just issued multiple yellow warnings across England. 65 miles per hour wind gusts, widespread flooding, snow in the north. And here is what most people do not know yet. The worst is coming between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. today. Stay with me, because at the 30-second mark, I will reveal which three cities are in the most danger right now: Liverpool, Bristol, and Newcastle. These three cities are facing the perfect storm. In Liverpool, coastal wind gusts could reach 104 kilometers per hour. That is strong enough to flip high-sided vehicles. In Bristol, power cuts are expected to affect thousands of homes. And in Newcastle, snow is already beginning to fall on the surrounding hills, making roads treacherous. But wait, there is something even more critical you need to know, and I will reveal it at the 5-minute mark. It could save your life or the life of someone you love. Let me ask you this: when was the last time you checked your emergency supplies? Because today, Sunday, the 25th of January, 2026, is the day you will wish you had. Comment below with your city name right now, and I will tell you exactly what to expect in your area over the next 24 hours. Seriously, type your location below. This information is changing by the hour. Here is what is happening right now across England. A massive band of rain is sweeping northward, and it is not alone. Behind it, Arctic air is pushing down from the northeast, creating a collision of weather systems that meteorologists are calling unusually severe for late January. Temperatures are struggling to reach 7 or 8 degrees Celsius in the south, but with wind chill, it feels closer to freezing. In the north, actual temperatures are hovering between 5 and 7 degrees, with overnight lows dropping to just 1 or 2 degrees. But temperature is only part of the story. Humidity is exceeding 85% in most areas, some places hitting 94%. That means the cold air feels even colder, penetrating through clothing and making it uncomfortable to be outside for more than a few minutes. And the rain, the relentless rain, is turning roads into hazards and gardens into mud pits. Now let me tell you about London, because 9 million people are waking up to scattered showers that will not let up all day. The capital will see maximum temperatures of only 7 to 8 degrees Celsius, dropping to 2 degrees overnight. Sunrise was at 7:49 a.m., sunset will be at 4:37 p.m., but here is the shocking part. Due to thick cloud cover, Londoners will see only 2 hours of actual sunshine today. 2 hours. Out of the entire day, the humidity in London is brutal, over 85%, making the air feel damp and heavy. If you are in London, you need a waterproof coat, you need an umbrella, and if you are driving, you need to be extremely careful. Roads are already slippery. I have seen reports of multiple accidents on the M25 this morning. Slow down, increase your following distance, turn your headlights on even during the day. But London is not even the worst hit area, not by a long shot. At the 3-minute mark, I will reveal the evacuation level warnings that have just been issued for one coastal city. You will not believe which one it is. Let me take you to Liverpool now, because this is where things get truly serious. The Met Office has issued a yellow warning specifically for Liverpool. Yellow might sound mild, but let me translate what that actually means. Disruption to travel, potential power cuts, and danger to life from flying debris. Winds in Liverpool are blowing at 40 to 50 miles per hour, and along the coast, gusts are reaching 60 to 65 miles per hour. That is 96 to 104 kilometers per hour. Imagine standing outside in wind strong enough to make walking difficult, strong enough to rip branches off trees, strong enough to turn umbrellas inside out in seconds. That is what Liverpool is experiencing right now. And it is going to get worse through the afternoon. Temperatures are only reaching 7 degrees during the day, dropping to 2 degrees tonight. Showers will be frequent, particularly between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Here is the critical warning for Liverpool residents. Avoid coastal areas and seafronts completely. Do not go down to the waterfront to look at the waves. I repeat, do not go to coastal areas. The sea swells are considerable, and there have already been reports of waves crashing over sea walls. If you drive a high-sided vehicle, a lorry, a coach, a van, you should seriously consider whether your journey is essential. Several high-sided vehicles have already been blown over on motorways in similar conditions this winter. And here is something most people do not realize. Power cuts in coastal areas during high winds are not just inconvenient, they can be dangerous. Without power, your heating stops working. If you have electric cookers, you cannot prepare hot food. If you rely on electric medical equipment, you could be in serious trouble. Liverpool residents, charge your mobile phones now. Fill containers with drinking water now. Get your torches and batteries ready now. Comment below if you are in Liverpool. I want to make sure you are safe. Tell me where you are watching from. Now, let me tell you about Manchester, because while Liverpool is getting battered by coastal winds, Manchester is dealing with something equally unpleasant: persistent drizzle and the very real possibility of sleet. Temperatures in Manchester will only reach 5 to 6 degrees during the day. Overnight, they could drop to 1 or 2 degrees, that is barely above freezing. The drizzle started early this morning and will continue throughout the day. But here is what is concerning. Early morning tomorrow, there is a possibility of light sleet. Sleet is that nasty mix of rain and snow that makes everything slippery. Roads, pavements, car parks all become hazards. Strong winds from the west and southwest are averaging 19 to 21 kilometers per hour. Not as severe as Liverpool, but combined with the cold and damp, it is miserable. Conditions in Manchester will be overcast with thick cloud all day. Patches of mist may develop early morning, reducing visibility. If you are in Manchester, you need warm coats, scarves, gloves, and most importantly, shoes with good grip. There may be ice first thing in the morning. Black ice, the invisible killer on roads, forms when temperatures drop just below freezing and moisture on the road surface freezes into a thin, nearly invisible layer. Every winter, black ice causes thousands of accidents across the UK. People walk out to their cars confident in their step, and suddenly their feet slide out from under them. Drivers approach roundabouts at normal speed, tap the brakes, and find their car sliding helplessly forward. If you are in Manchester tomorrow morning, assume there is ice. Walk carefully. Drive slowly. Birmingham, England, a second city, is not escaping this weather either. Temperatures around 6 degrees during the day, dropping to 1 or 2 degrees overnight. Light to moderate rain will continue throughout the day. Winds from the southwest will be moderate, but here is the key detail. Humidity will be very high, making the air feel damp and penetrating. Birmingham sits in the centre of England, which means it typically experiences weather systems from both west and east. Today, it is caught between the Atlantic weather system bringing rain from the west and cold air trying to push in from the east. The result is persistent rain and very uncomfortable conditions. If you are in Birmingham and need to drive, switch on your headlights even during the day. Visibility will be reduced. Other drivers need to see you. But now, let me tell you about the north, because this is where the snow warning comes in. Leeds and Newcastle have a high probability of snowfall today, and this is not light dustings. This is snow that will settle, particularly over the hills surrounding these cities. In Leeds, temperatures will only reach around 6 degrees during the day, 2 degrees overnight. Rain and light snow are forecast, particularly over higher ground. Winds from the east at approximately 15 kilometers per hour are bringing moisture in from the North Sea. Humidity is reaching 94%. That is almost saturated air. When air is that saturated and temperatures drop, you get precipitation, and in the north right now, that precipitation is falling as snow. Newcastle upon Tyne, the northeastern coastal city, is experiencing similar conditions. Temperatures of 6 degrees during the day, 2 degrees overnight. The winds from the North Sea are brutal, bringing cold, damp air that is causing snow over the surrounding hills. If you live in Newcastle or Leeds, particularly if you live in elevated areas, you need to prepare for snow. Here is the danger with snow that many people underestimate. It is not just about whether it looks pretty or causes school closures. Snow makes roads incredibly slippery. When snow falls on roads that are just above freezing, it creates a layer of slush. When temperatures then drop overnight, that slush freezes into ice. Suddenly, your morning commute becomes treacherous. Motorists in Leeds and Newcastle, listen carefully. If you must drive, reduce your speed significantly. Increase your following distance to at least 10 car lengths. Brake gently and early. Accelerate slowly. If you start to skid, do not slam on the brakes. Ease off the accelerator and steer in the direction you want to go. And carry emergency supplies in your car. Blankets, water, food, a charged mobile phone, a torch. Every winter, dozens of motorists get stranded on British roads because of snow and ice. Do not become a statistic. If your journey is not essential, stay home. Now let me take you to the southwest, to Bristol, because this city is also within the yellow warning area for strong winds and heavy rain. Temperatures in Bristol will range from 7 to 8 degrees during the day. That sounds mild, but when combined with wind and rain, it feels much colder. Showers will be prolonged, particularly during the afternoon and evening. The winds in Bristol are very strong, coming from the south at up to 37 kilometers per hour, with gusts potentially much higher. These gusts are strong enough to cause travel disruption and power cuts. Sunrise in Bristol was at 7:57 a.m. Sunset will be at 4:47 p.m. Bristol residents avoid coastal areas completely, have torches ready, have drinking water stored. Check your flight schedules if you are planning to travel, because Bristol Airport may experience delays or cancellations. Here is something critical I need to tell you about power cuts, and this is the information I promised at the 5-minute mark. When power cuts happen during severe weather, they can last for hours, sometimes even days in the worst cases. Electricity companies prioritize restoring power to hospitals, care homes, and essential services first. Your home might be at the bottom of the list. So what do you do? First, if you have a freezer full of food, keep it closed. A full freezer will keep food frozen for about 48 hours if you do not open it. Second, if you use electric heating, prepare alternative warm clothing and blankets. Hypothermia can set in surprisingly quickly, especially for elderly people. Third, if you have elderly or vulnerable neighbors, check on them. Make sure they are okay. Make sure they have what they need. Power cuts are not just inconvenient. For some people, they are dangerous. If you rely on electrically powered medical equipment, you need a backup plan. Contact your electricity supplier now and register as a priority customer if you have not already. They are required to provide additional support during outages. Comment below if you have experienced a power cut this winter. I want to know how long you were without electricity and what you did to cope. Let me quickly cover some other cities because this weather is affecting everyone. Oxford will see temperatures of 7 degrees during the day, 1 degree overnight, with scattered rain and strong winds. Southampton, the major southern port, will experience temperatures of 7 to 8 degrees, persistent rain, and strong coastal winds. If you are planning ferry or boat journeys from Southampton, check your schedules. Services may be delayed or cancelled due to poor weather and rough seas. Norwich in the east will see temperatures of 6 to 7 degrees with scattered showers and northeasterly winds. The east of England often gets forgotten in weather forecasts, but Norwich is going to have a thoroughly unpleasant day. Cold winds from the North Sea will make it feel much colder than the actual temperature. Now let me break down what is happening regionally, because the weather is not uniform across England. Southern England, including London, Southampton, Bristol, and Oxford, will see slightly higher temperatures of 7 to 8 degrees. But, and this is a big but, these areas will face strong winds and heavy rain, particularly along the southwestern coast. The wind and rain combination is what makes conditions dangerous. The Midlands, centred on Birmingham, will see lower temperatures of 5 to 6 degrees with steady rain throughout the day and the possibility of frost first thing in the morning. When I say frost, I mean temperatures at or below freezing right at ground level. Car windscreens will be frozen. Pavements will be slippery. Take extra time in the morning to prepare. Northern England, including Manchester, Leeds, Newcastle, and Liverpool, will be the coldest with daytime temperatures of just 5 to 7 degrees. This region has the highest risk of snowfall, particularly over higher ground. If you live in Northern England and your home is in a hilly or elevated area, expect snow. Prepare for it. Eastern England, with Norwich and surrounding areas, will see less rain than the west, but will still experience showers and cold winds from the North Sea. The North Sea in January is brutally cold, and when winds come off it, they carry that cold deep into the land. Now, let me read you the official safety warnings from the Met Office, because these are serious. Yellow warning for strong winds applies to southwest England and Wales. Gusts may reach 60 to 65 miles per hour, causing travel disruption, power cuts, and falling trees. When the Met Office says falling trees, they mean it. Strong winds can bring down trees, especially older trees or those in saturated ground. Falling trees can crush cars, block roads, and bring down power lines. Yellow warning for heavy rain also applies to Wales and southwest England. Localized flooding may occur with slippery roads. Flooding can happen surprisingly quickly. A road that was clear 30 minutes ago can suddenly have 6 inches of standing water. Never drive through floodwater. You cannot tell how deep it is. You cannot tell if the road surface is still intact underneath. Every year, people drown in their cars because they tried to drive through floodwater. Warning for snow and ice applies to eastern Scotland and hills across northern England. Roads will be slippery and travel will be difficult. Ice is even more dangerous than snow because you often cannot see it. Trust your instincts. If conditions look bad, they probably are. Here is my public advice, and please take this seriously. Restrict unnecessary travel, particularly if you are in Liverpool or the southwest. If you do not need to go out, stay home. It is that simple. Secure outdoor items like garden furniture, bins, plant pots, anything that could blow away and become a projectile in 60-mile-per-hour winds. Check on elderly and vulnerable neighbors. Make sure they are okay. Make sure they have heating, food, and water. Have torches, drinking water, and food prepared in case of power cuts. Make sure your mobile phones and electronic devices are fully charged. If the power goes out, you want to be able to call for help if needed. For motorists, here is what you need to do. Reduce speed and increase following distances dramatically. The 2-second rule becomes a 4-second rule in wet conditions. Switch on your headlights, even during daylight, to improve visibility. You want other drivers to see you. Avoid areas with standing water. Never drive through flood water. Check your tire pressures and screen wash before setting off. Low tire pressure reduces grip. Empty screen wash means you cannot clear your windscreen. Carry emergency supplies in your vehicle. Blankets, water, food, a charged mobile phone, a torch. If you get stranded, these items could save your life. I am not being dramatic. People die every winter because they were unprepared. For outdoor activities, avoid coastal areas and riverbanks completely. Do not shelter under large trees during strong winds. A falling branch can kill you. Postpone outdoor sports activities. Football matches, running clubs, cycling groups all should be cancelled or postponed. If you must go out, wear multiple layers of waterproof clothing. Layer up. Waterproof outer layer, warm middle layer, moisture wicking base layer. Now let me tell you about what is coming in the next few days, because this is not over after today. According to the Met Office, unsettled weather will continue through the final week of January. On the 26th and 27th of January, bands of rain will continue moving northward. But here is the concerning part. Temperatures are expected to fall gradually from the northeast, with an increased risk of snowfall, particularly over northern hills. Towards the end of January, colder air from the northeast will penetrate further into England. Think about what that means. Arctic air from Scandinavia and beyond, pushing across the North Sea, bringing bone-chilling cold with it. Frost may become more widespread overnight, not just in rural areas, urban areas too. Your pipes could freeze, your car might not start, rain and wind will continue, but may decrease in intensity compared to today. That is something at least. There are signs that conditions may settle gradually into early February. But, and this is important, you need to continue monitoring the latest updates from the Met Office. Weather forecasts can change. A slight shift in the track of a weather system can mean the difference between rain and snow, between wind and calm. Let me summarize what you need to know right now, because this is critical. The 25th of January 2026 is proving to be a very challenging day for people across England. Widespread rain, strong winds, low temperatures, and the risk of snow in the north require you to prepare thoroughly and take care. If you are in Liverpool, Bristol, or coastal areas in the west, be extremely vigilant regarding strong gusts and heavy rain. These are the danger zones today. If you are in northern cities like Leeds and Newcastle, be prepared for snowfall and slippery roads. Snow is already falling in some areas. The most important recommendation, and I cannot stress this enough, monitor the latest weather updates from the Met Office. Their website, their app, their social media. Check regularly, restrict unnecessary travel. If you do not need to go out, stay home. And when you must venture out, prepare adequately. Your safety is the top priority. Comment below right now with where you are watching from. Tell me your city. Tell me what conditions are like where you are. Are you seeing rain, snow, strong winds? I want to hear from you. This is a community, and we look out for each other. And here is something to watch for in the coming days. I will be releasing a follow-up video in 48 hours with updated forecasts for the rest of January and early February. There are some significant developments that meteorologists are tracking right now, including the possibility of a major cold snap in early February that could bring widespread snow across England. You do not want to miss that information. Subscribe if you have not already. Turn on notifications and make sure you comment below with your location so I can give you specific advice for your area. This weather event is serious, but if we prepare properly and look out for each other, we will get through it safely. Stay safe out there, stay warm, stay dry, and I will